I don't know how this had started to show up with me, but from my own knowledge and memories, it has to do with something family.
Family relations.
What part of my family, I'm not sure. Well, yes, but I don't know which person in the family.
I
this
see.
comes from.
Magic is a strange thing. It can miss generations. It can come to generations. It can be passed down from grandfather to grandchild, from father to child, to mother to child, from uncle to... It's strange. Families convoluted, especially when it comes to magic, because there are so many kinds of magic that exist.
Yeah.
So that is something you possibly need to nail down, especially with the prospect of it having to do with family. So you need to figure out if it's your father. You need to figure out if it's father's side or your mother's side. Maybe it's grandfather, grandmother, which will also add up to what you're looking for.
I guess it's still something I'm trying to figure out, because besides coming over to here in Orlando, I've been around places. I've gone to a place which is you might not be familiar with yet. It is called the Azure Wings.
I'm not familiar with.
It's another metaverse place, obviously, but with them, I am more so a part of their research team.
Understood.
And a couple weeks ago, I would say, at least looking at my watch, looking at what day it is today, probably mostly a couple weeks ago, we went on a research mission. In this mission, we came across a... Well, I noticed it, I'm just trying to ignore it.
They look like they're selling
During
sweets.
the whole mission.
But go ahead.
So, while we were exploring this thing that we were researching, I can only say little bits and bobs because classified information, especially considering I was part of the expedition. Most of us came back with some newfound knowledge. Some got some kind of marking. Others just had some general knowledge.
Didn't you guys get books?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, the knowledge part. But there's more to it than that. But so this book that I have on my... And she's gonna reach in her bag and pull out the book. This book is from that expedition, and they've interested me with it since we came back. It is... So as she opens it up, you can see that it definitely has wording and pictures, but the language, even to someone like Seir, he is very unfamiliar. He would not know how to translate it, nor would he know what form of language it is.
I'm not familiar with the language.
Yeah, so most of us aren't. However, because I've been reading and looking through the book on my own in my spare time, I've started to piece together things through the dictations and the pictures in like scribble and stuff that is in. I'm still trying to piece everything together, so I can't really give you the knowledge I know, because I am still trying to figure things out. But I need to eventually, hopefully, when the Wings is around again, hopefully one of the translators will be on there for me to help, to sit with me and actually go through the book. She's gonna put it back in her bag. So, I've been doing a lot of research. And during this whole thing, especially when I was on this expedition, it made me realize that yes, I have this whatever form of magic this shadow magic thing, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I have it for a reason. What my
Mhm.
purpose for it is, well, that's left for me to still figure out. But like, as I going on that mission, it made me realize I need to start learning, well, relearning how to defend myself. Not just with magic, but with any kind of form, any kind of weapon I can use. Whether that be a sword or, a lance, whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
And because of my knowledge as a game developer and spending hours on end in mocap suits, training for cutscenes and shots with weapons, I have the knowledge that I would need to fight.
Mhm.
The problem is I need to get myself.
I hmm. Have you learned how to use a staff yet? Oh well, a spear to be exact.
I know. See, I know how to use a spear, but I also know how to use a bow staff.
Do you know how to use?
Hmm? They must be over. They must be.
Do you know how to use a what is the word? Dream spear. Dream infused spear.
I never really put thought into that.
Well, being that my father insists on me finding people to aid and making use of myself, I would not be opposed to teaching you, as well as getting you assigned and affiliated with Nightmare and Reverie. You can get involved, but I will be limiting you to something simpler.
Right.
But I am particularly skilled with spears and staffs, so I can very
Okay.
much so get you. You would have to come with me to train, but I will train you in what I know. Keep in mind, I am not a warrior king of any kind, though one of
Right.
my late spouses was a warlord, so you can imagine how he trained me alongside my father.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he would be of some aid.
Yeah.
And it could help you
I
in the
think.
long run.
Yeah. I think that would be nice.
Mm.
That would be nice.
You'd be interesting. I'd
I'm-
have to figure out. I think you would do good with Reverie. Reverie weapons would do better with you. You're very cheerful. I think you would like Reverie weapons.
Still sad.
Reverie, I might as well explain. Our world is divided into 3 sections: Nightmare, Reverie, and Dream. I am Dream. I am from the Dream realm. We have Nightmare, which a little bit self-explanatory, though there is a lot of stigmatism and bias and prejudice towards Nightmare realm goers, being that, long story short, our gods had a major battle. My goddess and their god got into a horrible fight of some kind. We were all separated into 3 realms, yada yada yada, you know the gist. Reverie is a far cry from Nightmare and somewhat of a far cry from Dream. Reverie is daydreams.
Hmm.
Daydreams that usually pertain to happier things, going throughout the day, thinking of something nice, daydreaming about, that character you like thinking of, or that novel you like, or what you're gonna do with your day, or who you're gonna get married to, or something nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's more joyful. I think it would fit well for you. I would be giving you a hand at everything I know of all three. I would have to limit you to Reverie because I'm going to be honest with you, it is a lot to learn, and being I don't know you as much, and even though I don't know you as much, I still been in your dreams, and I still
Mm-hmm.
remember some of the things, a lot of the things actually. I remember a lot of the things. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's okay.
I know how you would benefit from knowing these three things. You would probably benefit from Reverie very much. I could dabble in Dream as well, maybe just a singular lesson in Nightmare, but it's very overwhelming, and I would like to limit you to Reverie if you are interested as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that would be nice. And I know obviously we were kind of like looking around as we are looking around for people. So let's
Mm.
find a time where we can actually just be alone and talk in more detail.
Of
Because
course.
like you said, you as much as like I've been with her for a while, since we young.
A very long time in
Like
your years, yes.
From friendship to relationship to now married. So it's been with you. You
Me myself
were
busy.
Don't do that.
you and your father more so been with me in the dreamscape thing.
Yes. I mean, that
So
also
while
does apply to being. It would have to be in greater detail. Dreams are an odd thing.
Yeah, they are. But she's been with me in a long time outside of this. So while you and your father definitely know the grime and dirt that lies underneath,
Mm-hmm.
she's still learning.
Keep in
There's
mind,
things she doesn't know about me, I don't know about her.
yes, we met each other in your dreams, and we interacted in exclusively your dreamscape, but me and you were friends.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we were. And
We,
I'm remembering now that what you look like before you were now. I understand. Now that
yes,
that was you. I understand that.
too
We've
many
been through a
times
lot.
did I run into one of those trees in your dreams while trying to distract you from things. Yes, especially climbing
Yeah,
it and dangling upside down and having my father having to save
one
me,
too
yes.
many, one too many times. Too many times.
Yes, that
But
was a way for you to wake up.
yeah, that is definitely a way. But my point is she's been with me on the outside. You've been with me on the side.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of things that you can learn from her and what she can learn from you.
Plenty.
But like I said, it is a hard place here. I know, there's not many people in the park now, but this is a heavy populated place, so I understand it's hard to.
I do have a brief question, however, because it is
Sure.
something that has plagued me for a very long time. The last time
Mm-hmm.
I was ever in your dreams, per se,
Mm-hmm.
it was after a certain event. your friend, he went missing and was murdered, correct?
Zane?
Yes. Is he
Yes.
dead?
No.
What?
We're married to him.
He's a
But you're
he's a wraith.
a wraith.
He's back as a wraith.
Mhm.
Yes. He likes to call himself a puppy wraith, as the
Mhm.
term says it.
Oh dear.
So let's hold on. I know this. If you want to move away, because I know it bothers you about the story with him. Like I know for you it bothers you sometimes with the story that deals with him and what he went through. So if you want to move away so you don't have to hear it, that's okay.
Oh, I'm
Because I
fine.
care about you. As long as you're okay. So this is gonna be a long story, so
Explain
you
it
go.
to me like I'm 5 years old.
Okay, well that it's still gonna be long regardless, because there's
Mhm.
a lot of important details. So yes, he was indeed killed. He was more so. It was more so that it was a kidnapping turned to murder.
Mm.
Hold on a second. Sorry, there was some otherworldly thing. So
Let me real quick pull up an invisible chair.
that's fair. There's also a bench right over there.
No, I'm content with this invisible chair. Don't worry.
Okay, that's fair. So yes, it's more so than it started as a kidnapping. And
Mm.
yes, like I said, he was murdered.
Mm.
Sorry. However, something in that time happened to him. He, what happened between his murder and me finding him is something I don't know. All I know is what he has told me and her. So apparently, some kind of thing happened, and he basically came back from the dead as a wraith.
Where did your chair go?
It's still an invisible chair.
It's an invisible chair. It's hold on. It's not physically there. It's he was he needed to sit down. I don't know worldly. I don't worldly.
It's just an invisible chair.
It's just an invisible chair. It's meant to not be seen.
Karma is there.
Huh?
Invisible chair?
Invis.
Invisible? What? I don't know what's going on.
Karma is near us, invisible.
He uninvisible your chair.
He uninvisible your chair.
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Love you, Dad.
Love you too. Hugs. Alright, I'll leave you guys to it. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Oh my god, I actually caught that on recording.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I actually caught that on recording.
I Uninvisible's your chair. Joke's on you, it's now a visible chair!
Oh my gosh, your face is horrible.
Oh my god. Oh.
Oh my goodness. That was well timed, Karma. That was great.
I had to. Thank you, Kit Kat. Thank you for playing along with it.
That was great.
Alright.
Oh my
Have fun.
goodness.
Bye.
Okay. We'll see you.
Also, send invite for the group. VRCHAT.
Oh. The bar?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a bar,
Send
like
invite.
this is an actual bar.
Oh, I thought it was your tavern.
I can still invite you to that. I have the group for it.
Okay, never mind. Okay, later.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, everyone breathe. Everyone breathe. Let's get back on topic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. We good? We good? You good? Good, Dove? Okay, you good? Baby good?
This is why I have usernames showing XD.
1, 2,
You good?
3. Cards up.
My card's up. There we go. So, like I said, I don't, between him being murdered and when I found him, all I know is what told me. So, what he has told me and her is something happened to him. He came back as a wraith, proceeded to hunt down his murderer, and brutally murder them. Like I mean brutally. When I had found him, days later, he was covered head to toe in blood. And there is just, from what he said, there was just lines of just death just in his wake. So, come high school, we were in lunch in high school, as we do. This is however long after I had found him. On my end, why I found him is something kind of clicked in me, and I ended up following whatever this was to when I did find him. As for the thing, whatever this was, and the world that we are from, the military keep of our world, and people obviously just thought, oh, they're probably just here for recruitment or whatever. You know, the typical, like, hey, if you want to fight for your country, you know, hey, sign up. They didn't do that. They walked directly to where we were sitting, and proceeded to look at Zane and say, "You're coming with us." No context, no anything when it came to it. Everyone's kind of confused
Without
because,
his
like,
consent, might I add?
yeah, without his consent. And he's like, "What do you mean? I'm just a teen with my friends eating lunch. What do you want to do with me?" And they basically said, "You either come with us or we're going to take you by force." So he's like, "But you're not telling me why I have to go with you." you're not giving me any context to why I have to come with you.
Mhm.
And it started to get into a scuffle between them, and they ended up doing this weird, dating him with some weird thing. I still don't know what it is to this day. And she's obviously over there bawling, like why you're doing this to like, what are you doing to my friend? Like, this is not right. What are you doing? Like, this is not right. You're invading our school and taking my friend away by force for no reason. And for me, being the feisty girl I was, I started fighting with the military people. And I started like, what? You're not taking him away from me. I just got him back however long ago. You're not taking him away from me by force. Not if I have anything to say. And of course, they didn't take too kindly to it, and we're told the teachers, like, hey, if you don't take her off and get her off of us, we're taking her with us. So they had to pry me away and take me into a different room. And, well, for
I was alone
good,
then.
yeah. Well, it was probably best that they took me away, because being who I was, fight mode engaged. I'm ready. I'm going to end these people if they take my friend, kind of thing.
I was
And,
crying
well,
and having a major panic attack.
yeah. So, long story short, well, sort of short, but it's not really short. He ends up getting put in the military in a K-9 unit for a good 20 some years. Through that, me and her finished high school, going to college together. She went for medical stuff, and then I went for video game design and coding, and, well, brings us to where we are now, and Zane's
I have
now
a
back.
cafe.
Yeah, she has a cafe. I own my own game industry, who just dropped probably one of the biggest games to ever drop in the world, selling well over 5 million copies to date.
Zane owns a
Pushing.
biker bar.
Zane's owns a bar and a biker club, and her and Zane are good 7-ish, 7, 8 years into marriage, something like that.
That's
And
wonderful.
then it kind of, yeah. So it didn't start off good, but it ended up coming around in the end, kind of thing. But yeah, he's alive. He's probably with the club right now, probably, given whatever he did. They got to do
Bad
over at
luck
the
turned
bar.
lucky central, essentially.
He is like forever like grateful that he has what he has. I mean, obviously we are too, but for his situation, it's definitely a lot more on his end. I mean, the poor guy was literally murdered, came back as a wraith, went into the military for 20 plus years, from mid-teens to like early adulthood, and he gets out of the military and finds us. Now look where we are now.
I'm happy. Happy for you all.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of the story, without going into insane 3-hour, 4-hour long rant of how everything happened the way it did. But yeah, that's kind of like the too long didn't read story version.
Well, I'm glad you're okay and somewhat better. Even if things are
Yeah.
still, I would imagine, rough as it is.
A little bit. It's still there's still a few things that are going on, and considering that the way our government works in our world, they're probably going to want to have me tested, knowing I have this shadow stuff and all that. So, and her.
Yeah, because I started
So.
doing some sort of light magic.
Hmm.
Hers is a little bit more. She's still trying to control it, in a sense. For me, I've kind of grasped onto it, and it's more so. It's easier to control now, but I just don't have any form of I haven't really learned how to do any kind of spell shots or anything like that kind of thing. I
Well,
know that I have it and all that.
your universe does that weird, well, if you have power, we need to test you thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, come here.
Okay, hold on here. Let me get up here.
Oh.
So the way you've entered is once you've gotten off of Orlando Soccer grounds, you two were essentially grabbed hands on hands, and next thing you know, you have walked into the shroud of cloud and fog and have risen up to this place, which is beautiful. It's a dream. It's what you would imagine a realm of dreams to look like. It's just more than you thought it would be. Welcome to the dream realm. This is my home.
This is impressive.
Yes. As you can tell, we have fog over in that area. And around the areas over here. It's because a majority of our land is separated from the two other realms, which would be Nightmare and Reverie. Come along. This is the capital, per se. This is the grounds of which I was born on. This is my home. The way and place that I was raised and taught everything I needed to know. Don't worry, you can walk on the ground. You won't fall through.
Whoa.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
It almost feels like you're dancing on stardust. It chimes and chingles every time you walk. It's almost melodic in the way it sounds of every step you take.
This is impressive.
Yes, it is quite. The goddess did amazing work making our home and its people. Not everything reaches the goddesses, but our goddess is great and kind. I would like to hope the rest are as well. I think they were kind enough to bring me who I have today and who I did have in the past.
Yeah.
And here we are. Welcome to our main areas, our main gardens, our home, our people's place of rest.
Oh.
Come, we'll do it here. As you walk through what seems to be grass, you come to the very real realization with what is grass and plant life feels more like a plush moss that gives you nothing but good feelings. It's very nicely textured. It's not coarse. It's not grainy. It doesn't give you the just kind of itches and yuckies that sometimes grass would give you. It doesn't even feel like there are bugs biting you. I hope you don't mind, but we are going to have to traverse through the water. Don't worry, water works a little differently here. As you splash through the water, you come to another realization that the water isn't sticking to you. It's not dampening your clothing and it's not staining your skin. It looks like it's doing it to him, but not you. Water works a little differently here. Since you're not born here and you don't inhabit our lands, you're not going to be affected with it the same way we do. Alright. This way. We're almost there. The trees speak to you. They whisper softly. Words of encouragement and love. They sound like familiar voices. Voices that matter to you the most. People you haven't ever met, or people you have met and you don't see anymore. People who don't exist on the same plane of existence as you anymore. Their voice sings and calls to you. And it's soft. And it's loving. And it's kind. Over here. Then we should be good. I just want to make sure none of our other people see this. Not that they would have an issue with any of you. As you walk past the bridge, the voices, the soft whispers continue. And they sound so loving and warm. And it's such a different feeling. Feel as if the people you've lost are right beside you in the best ways possible. Almost there. Be careful where you step. The crystals do no harm, but they are a little jagged. Alright. We're almost there. We have to get up to those runes up there. Mind your step. Almost there. And finally, as you take your step up to these arches and the beautiful decor of almost ivory, but made of rock and nothing that would bring harm to anyone, he steps up to a podium. We'll start with you. Come here. Please kneel before the podium. All right. He very gently kind of puts his hands together, weaves them together, and you see almost a shimmery blue essence stream from them as he puts his hands down on the top. And the thing springs to life. And between this area, you see just a almost memory. Something kind, something beautiful. Something that reminds you of things you've lost, but in the best way manner. That won't bring sorrow, but will bring joy. What is it that you see? Describe it to me.
See, looks like it's a family. Kind of all together in, looks like some sort of, I want to say how, like a dining room, a living room of some kind, and they're all huddled together, arm in arm, hand in hand, almost not really tranced, but in a state of happiness and bliss. One of them looks familiar to me, only younger.
Hold on to that memory. Hold on to it tightly. Think of it. How does it smell? How does it taste? How do you listen to it? What is the warmth that you feel? What is the kindness that you feel? What is it that makes you feel the safest?
Being close to most, I would say it's like happiness, at the most happiest. That being either just with the family I currently have, or my family in.
Upon your words, the memory solidifies and grows harder like a crystal, before finally it is a spear in the shape of a tender heart. He reaches forth and gently picks it up like it is a newborn infant and walks over to you. Look up at me. You whose memories shine bright, and you who craves protection in those you love. You who could be seen and hurt shall not be seen and will not be revealed by those who want to harm you. Those in power who yearn to mollify you shall no longer tell if they must. Anything that shows your power within your world will never be seen to them. And he very gently places the crystal upon your head, and it seems to almost readily break apart and cascade down your face before disappearing into a essence of almost sparkle and shimmer. And next thing you know, you feel like you are $1,000,000. Like nothing could touch you. Like those who loved you before and those who love you now will do everything in their power to protect you. And you know it. You have been blessed by the goddess. Those in your world who aim to mollify you and push you down, those who decide that you may be too powerful for them to handle, will not tell that you are. You will be safe in your world, and you have no worry about how they will perceive you. You are blessed. Stand up, and you walk forth. Come forth. Kneel, please. Please look ahead. Once again, he lets this essence float through his fingers and then touches the top. And once again, you see a memory forming, something familiar, something beautiful, something safe and warm and loving, something that only belongs to you, that makes you feel the most wonderful, whether it be in your past or now. It is something gone or there, but will never make you feel grief except for happiness in this moment. What do you see?
Are you with family again?
What is it that you feel? What is it that you taste? What is it that they're saying, and what does it feel like in their embrace? What makes you feel safe? What makes you feel good? What makes this safe?
Knowing that not world.
As you recount and as you say these words, once again, it solidifies and turns into another tender heart. He reaches forth and picks it up once again, like cradling a newborn infant. Please look towards me. You are safe and you are loved. You will be safe with this. Those around you will not harm you, and those around you will not tell that you are anything different than you are now. Those who protect you will protect you. And this will make sure you are all right. He puts it upon your head, and it crumbles once again, cascading down your face, and almost disappearing into essence, stardust. You feel warm, you feel safe, you feel a sense of protection that only feels real. It is the realest form of protection. And now, you will be safe. Those who look upon you and think you're any different, those who decide, those who decide that they want to see what you're made of, do what they do to her, they will not be able to do it. You are safe, and no one will be able to count you out for anything. You may rise. You have been blessed by the goddess.
Do I need to fix this?
Yeah, proceed. There you go.
You two have been blessed by the goddess. It will aid you in if at any point you need to be retested by those of your politicians and government, they will not be able to tell that you have changed. You remain the way you are, but this does not work outside of your realm or this one. As soon as you exit your realm, there is a potential that people can tell. But as long as they are within your realm and they intend on seeing this forth, they will not be able. You two are safe. You two are allowed to come back here at any time. I would like if you would bring your husband here as well, so he can get the blessing as well.
We'll make sure.
You two have eternal passage to my realm. All I ask is do not step into the nightmare realm, not alone, not without me. You two, you may explore, you may look around, and you may spend some time here. But as you leave, remember, you are safe.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Really.
And 1, 2.